on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to the morning Hookup. Hello. I don't even know what I don't. I don't, but I'm not surprised. Pure shock. I want that. Pure surprise, shock, disbelief. Not surprised, as we all know that last couple of the weekend, the last couple of days, I played golf yesterday. And today you wake up, and I knew I heard it was coming. Wake up, just a little blanket of yuck.
Nothing crazy, but
Nothing crazy, but it's just enough to
still
make you
there.
irritated.
It's still there.
You know?
Yeah.
You kind of felt like when you woke up this morning, like the day in sports yesterday. A little bit.
Shocked?
Yeah, shocked, ups and downs, and it was all sports.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into all of it today. We're going to talk. The Big Ten came out, they announced their awards and their teams. Talk through that. Bracketology, boy, the tournament's got off to a great start yesterday. Some teams kept their dreams alive. Some teams bowed out early and they're done. Or they have to play the waiting game with first-round losses. A disaster in baseball last night. Unexcusable disaster in baseball. Also have Henry T. Buchanan, the Mac, the legend, talking Husker hoops for a while with him. Also kicking off today, state basketball. Boys State, here we go. On the road, you can hear 2 live local games today right here on KFOR. 1:30. We'll get you started with some local action. West Side, the surprise number 8 seed, Lincoln High. Moats on the call for that one. Right after that, Maryland North and Lincoln Southwest around 3:15-ish. Schmitty will have that call for you.
And those are both going to be 2 really high-level matches. So I really recommend the people out there to listen to those 2 because you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah. There's so much intrigue behind both those local teams, especially Lincoln High. But they're a big upset in the districts to get to where they are. Southwest, through it steady throughout the year. They get their district. They're moving on there. And it's also just a great time to go down and check out these games if you're out and about. You know what? From the local perspective, we would love to see a Lincoln High Southwest second round matchup. Guarantees you a local and a Class A team in the final. That'd be intriguing. We all talk about that. A bracket's wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. B.
So much talent in there.
Yes. There's juggernauts in the B side. Juggernaut C1. Boy, that is an intriguing one as well as you look at it. Some of those teams. There's an undefeated and 2 1-loss teams in C1.
Yeah. Loaded.
Absolutely. Loaded. It'd be great basketball from Wednesday through Saturday down at Devaney at PBA. Great talent. Kids and dreams. Kids and teams chasing dreams to cut down some nets come Saturday on there as well. Good morning, Arlo. Happy Wednesday. He said, all right, KFOR all day today.
There we go.
Yes.
That's what I like to hear, Arlo.
Yes. Appreciate you. So you have some great calls and some great local calls throughout the week as well. Lincoln Christian, Norris, Pius has got they'll be out there tomorrow at 1:30. We'll have that game here brought to you right on KFOR. We'll keep you up to date and everything. If you can't pay attention or listen to us throughout the day, then go to the KFOR Now website. Mozi, they keep you up to date on all the scores, everything that's going on. Careful downtown. Again, there's my just in case. So you got state basketball, some good stuff there. Go Lynx and Pendragon, Arlo, as well. Let's see here. Well, yesterday, how about the Big Ten teams? They get announced. You know what? I don't know. This will be debated across everywhere all the time. Maybe I know they did it. They've done it this way forever. But the coaches and media polls.
Yeah.
We're in media, okay? But I'm a believer in what the coaches believe more than anything. These coaches, night in and night out, have had to play against these teams, these players. They're going to get the more. I think the pulse is better from the coach's perspective. Not dogging in the media. We're in it, right? Okay, we're in it. I think it's going to be a debate forever.
I think you're right.
Because I think there's local flavor in the media. Like, honestly, like you go back and look, like, yeah, Nebraska local media, if you had the chance to vote, who are you voting for?
Price Sanford.
Fred Hoiberg, Sam Hoiberg, Brent, I mean, you name it.
Exactly.
You go to Illinois, they're going to vote for their guys, right? Or they're mad because, Illinois could be mad, still steaming based on when Jamarcus, you hit that dagger to lose, to beat them. So there's all a lot going on. But yesterday, Fred Hoiberg, by the way, congratulations, 25-26. Coach of the year. That's our coach. Coach of the year. I believe that's one of many awards still to come for Coach Hoiberg going forward, as well as, remember, getting the extension. His interview saying, man, I just hope that this is where he's here. It's where he ends it at Nebraska. Yeah. Loving it and all the things. But he gets it done there. Price Sanford, first team all conference. Coaches also picked Brandon Frager, all freshman team, sixth man of the year. Sam Hoiberg, all defensive team, rink mast, and him as well, Sam as well. Honorable mention, all Big Ten honors. I'm not even going into the media side. Fair?
Yeah, no reason to make ourselves mad this morning.
It's just an odd place to be. Did anybody else do that? Any other leagues do that? I don't know. I just go to the coach. I just love the pulse of the coaches in this part with unbiased opinions. Obviously, there's probably some bias as well in these things, but what big accolades for these guys, the hard work they put in throughout the season. And again, they will go back and tell you it ain't about them. It's the team. But again, being one of the best teams in the conference all year long. Again, Fred Hoiberg, coach of the year, Price Sanford, first team all conference. Frager, all freshman, sixth man of the year. Sam and Rink getting their flowers as well. Looking forward. Now headed to the Big Ten. Big day for Nebraska on the award side.
I don't think Nebraska's ever had this many players in one season get that many award mentions. No.
How about the now back-to-back years with first teamers? What a role you could get on, what that means for the program. With a Bryce Williams going first team, now with a Price Sanford going first team. As Sam would say, look at that. Why would we not? Why would you not want to come play at Nebraska?
Yeah.
I think these awards, I believe in these awards, getting more consistent with them opens up doors for recruiting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Look, you can come play here and get recognized. Look at our staff. Look at our facilities. Right?
This whole season does so much for recruiting. Just bringing in, like, look what the trajectory of what this program is on. And you have, if you want to get your name nationally noticed, you come play basketball at Nebraska.
That's a big one. I mean, we always ask the question to whether it be Robin Washut or whoever, what it means to get a player drafted out of your program, whether it be first, second, whatever round, but drafted. But getting accolades like this, seeing the N on these pictures and everything, like, look, that's Price Sanford.
Yeah.
Look what happened there. Or come to Nebraska, play really good defense. What happens there? So big day for Nebraska. Obviously, with them not satisfied, they'll turn the page and they'll head up to the Big Ten coming up. They'll play Friday. Big ones today, which we're going to get into and talk about probably in the next segment coming up. We're going to go through all the bracketology that's out there. But a big day. Congratulations to all of them as they'll head their way up to Chicago coming up. One more day of practice, so they'll get up, get comfortable. We'll be coming closer here to find out who the opponent is, as that big one today is. Purdue is waiting on the winner of Northwestern and Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll sit there and wait tomorrow night watching that game happen for us at 5:30.
Northwestern, it's Northwestern Indiana tonight.
Tonight, yes.
Yeah,
Yep. Looking at that tonight, by the way, as we're there. And again, like I said, we're going to talk bracketology a little bit. But right now, what you've got today from the Big Ten Conference, as I got started off yesterday with some interesting games. Some guys just moved along, got out of the way. Maryland by 10, they win 70-60, which was like a 30-point game at one point. Oregon made a run, but they're out. Maryland moves on. Northwestern by 10 over Penn State. Their seasons will come to an end. Today, 4 games in the Big Ten. Maryland against Iowa. Iowa's an 11.5-point favorite. USC, Washington. That one that we'll watch, again, is that next opponent. Northwestern against Indiana. Indiana, 5.5-point favorite. That's at 5:30. So 11 o'clock, 1:30, 5:30. Your nightcap is Rutgers in Minnesota.
Are there any of these, I guess you could call them bottom tier teams of the Big Ten that you think could make some sort of a run?
No.
I don't
think so. I think the bottom is bad enough.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough, and I would say the lack of motivation at this point in their seasons.
Yeah.
I think that'd be one of the hardest things probably to do and probably to coach is one to finish it to the end, right? Finish to the end, go as hard as you can, finish to the end. But knowing that you're not the only way that your the only way your big dance postseason happens is if you win the tournament.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're looking at, hey, how do I stay motivated? How do I get through this? How do I get my team motivated? Say, hey, a couple more wins and we might play NIT or the Crown.
Yeah.
But the chances for a lot of the bottom teams of conferences are gone. They're dashed. I mean, you could look at some of the motivations yesterday. Look at the games yesterday. Oregon, they didn't, a lot of these teams right now, like in Maryland, is playing for next year.
Most of the players are.
There's auditions, right? This is an audition time.
Yeah.
Right? Because the portal's going to open up and recruiting is already happening and going on. Coaches are looking at replacements and all that. So this is a bottom of the conferences are looking for motivation for next year. Finishing on a strong note. So I would say that about any bottom teams of every conference, bottom 20% of any conference.
Yeah.
I don't know, minus the super magical run, that it's going to happen for any of them.
Yeah. There's been a lot of debate on if conference tournaments are worth it. And it mainly only is for the middle tier and up. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think, and again, on a team like Iowa, can they win it? I don't think so. Now, can they have motivation for a seeding perspective? Because I think they're in that 8-9 weird world right now.
Yeah.
Yes, there's that. I don't want to discount the conference tournaments in basketball because so much electricity can happen. There's so many people trying to play their way in. We're going to talk about some of those teams that did themselves no favors yesterday. Like we're talking about coming up, a team like Auburn. What do they need to do?
Yeah.
We're going to be rooting for Indiana. And I'll tell you why coming up. Not just because they're Big Ten. It'll help keep somebody else away that I don't think belongs in the tournament. But there's motivation, like I agree, dude, like the middle tier or the teams that already seemingly they're in, but how do I play up?
Right.
There's motivation for Nebraska.
Absolutely.
Right? One, I think knowing you're in, but also continue to play well when you get to the next weekend is important. I don't think teams that are in want to go out there and get embarrassed in a conference tournament in a one and done. And now you could go one and done, but it's a competitive one and done.
Right. And then have that sort of trickle into March Madness. Yeah.
That last thought in your head.
I think that's what conference tournaments mainly are about.
Last thought in your head. Teams are in playing well. Teams are in continue to play well. A seeding perspective, and I'll tell you why I think Nebraska, this is motivation for them and where this could lead to for them. Because we'll look at Joe Lunardi's stuff coming up because he produces stuff. And again, you can look wherever you want. I like Joe Lunardi's stuff. I always have. And it's not perfect, right? It's not perfect. He doesn't know. We don't know. He just has a lot of more metrics to go with than we do. So we'll talk about that. So let's take our first break. When we come back, let's jump into bracketology, the Big Ten tournament, implications for Nebraska going forward. Because right now, everywhere you look around, you're a 3 seed and pretty much headed to Oklahoma City. Could it change? I think so. Let's talk about that in the landscape of college basketball when we return.
This is the morning hookup.
Whoops.
Hey, yeah, it is. Dummies. Yeah, there's teams that play they upside down yesterday. Made a mockery of their season. Elijah's coming over in a minute.
Poor Oregon. They got problems. That team is...
Which is well, Oregon honestly probably just needs a more, not Dog and Dana, in tune coach with what's going on in the landscape of it, because they got money. That's it. And let's give them a little credit. They went through a bunch of injuries this year.
Yeah, they did.
A bunch. 2 of their best players out for most of it. That's good. Let me get the naughty stuff. Dummies. Let's go right here. Today is bubble day. College basketball, bubble day. One of the better days of basketball.
Just gotta watch Indiana.
Woo!
Indiana, they this evening, right?
We just talked. 5:30, I believe.
Yeah.
5:30.
That'll be a good one. Big Ten games sucked yesterday.
Well, as expected. The question was just asked, do any of the bottom teams in the Big Ten have a run in them? And I said, nope. But I also think the answer is no in every conference.
Unless USC pulls something special out.
They quit. Hey, they quit. They quit. A lot of wait and see stuff yesterday. What happened? Welcome back to the morning hookup. Again, happy hump day. Thanks for hanging out with us. And called a weird morning outside. If you didn't pay attention to the weather report and you laid shorts out this morning, it's probably a problem.
They're going out the window.
Yeah.
There's more coming down right
Do
now.
you have a different outfit?
No, I did not.
I was prepared, which is crazy because I was on the golf course yesterday.
Worrying right now.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up and I was like, well, maybe this means my allergies will be killing me today.
Oh, no, it's a different set. Welcome back. We're going to talk a little bracketology as we're navigating college basketball right now. Today is bubble day for a lot of teams. Yesterday, there were bubbles burst with some teams and some teams that played their way in or a little bit closer as we get there. You look at teams like yesterday, Pitt and Stanford. Pitt gets a big win. Stanford took a crushing loss yesterday as As of yesterday, they were last 4 in. That loss now puts them first 4 out, according to Joe Lenardi and probably other services out there. Team like Cincinnati. Cincinnati probably moved up a stage yesterday, probably into the first 4 outline as they were on that next 4. They've made a move to get to where they were. SMU is on the proverbial bubble right now. They got to win to stay on that last 4 in type line. Looking at that there today, it is bubble action Wednesday today. When you look at teams right now, games like Pitt and NC State, one you won't think about quite too much as they're in the last 4 byes, but NC State now is trying to stop a 4-game losing streak, and they've lost 7 of 8. Big one. A lot of pressure on NC State today. SMU and Louisville, it's another SEC game. A lot of people now believe that if SMU can get one more win, they can relax based on where they're at. Probably no bigger games than starting to look at Mississippi State, Auburn. How much of the country is like, can Auburn just lose and be done with all this talk?
Well, everyone
because
but
that one goes
SEC fans.
Because that game will coincide directly with Northwestern and Indiana. Because wherever you look at right now, an Indiana team is currently sitting on the last 4 in, and an Auburn sitting on first 4 out. Those results could flip that script just a little bit. Indiana would if they were to lose tonight, they would be a crushing defeat. They'd be out.
Yeah, I'd say for the most part in conference tournaments, it doesn't move you much. An Indiana loss against Northwestern would move you, I think, off the bubble. Now, it depends what happens elsewhere, and it depends what happens with some bid Steelers and some of those mid-major conferences. But this is a can't lose for Indiana tonight.
This is must. This is absolute must.
I think
on that side. I mean, even like yesterday, like a Virginia Tech game, that Wake Forest Virginia Tech game was electric in overtime. Out. Virginia Tech needed that win to continue to move on. They're out. They're sitting on that next 4 outline right now. A lot of teams taking crushing losses yesterday. There's a lot of teams now that need to continue to advance or get that extra win, like an NC State, a Texas. You look at a SMU we talked about, in Indiana we talked, Auburn, Stanford, Cincinnati playing their way to that. When you look at from the seeding side right now, I think now the Big Ten tournament, I see a clear path for Nebraska to jump to the 2 line. I am now convinced. In my...
You have to play on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you need to win it. You need to play on Sunday. If Nebraska can somehow get 2 wins and play on Sunday, which it's very doable on that side. I love the side of the bracket we're on. You play on Sunday, you jump the line. Because that means the fact that, that means that one of the teams that you need to jump are not playing in that game. That means an Illinois is not there or Michigan State is not there, right? On that side. One of those teams won't be there because you got Michigan on the top side.
Yeah.
I'm convinced now that if Nebraska can make that Sunday action, everything else flips because you will have a upper hand on one of those 2 teams in the Big Ten tournament.
Well, if you're 2-0 against Michigan State on the season, which I think you'd have to go through likely Michigan State on Saturday, we'll see a Michigan State UCLA game on Friday night. If that's what it ends up being, could be some fun. But I think you'd have to get through Michigan State on Saturday. And if you're 2-0 against Sparty this season, 2 head-to-head wins, 1 on a home court, 1 on a neutral site.
That's the answer.
That could show the selection committee something. And you're 1-1 against Illinois. You got a road win against them, but you have a home loss against them. If Nebraska and Illinois both end up on that 2 seed line, if Nebraska were to go 2-0 this year against Sparty, it's possible.
How much do you guys think Nebraska controls their destiny, and how much influence does like teams ahead of them influence things? Like Iowa State today, if they were to lose to Arizona State, how much does that affect Nebraska moving up?
I think Nebraska controls their own destiny more than anything. At this point, with most of those teams that are on a 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, or 4 seed line, I've said it for a couple weeks now, the hay is in the barn. Their resume is what it is. Like an Iowa State loss to Arizona State would not hurt the seed line for Iowa State as much as some people out there might think. Like, you have such a large sample size that a one game does not affect the sample size all that much. But if Nebraska goes out there and, as I said, get some wins, and it affects the whole, like a win against Michigan State affects the whole sample size because it'd mean you're 2-0 against Sparty.
Mm-hmm.
So I look less about like teams ahead of Nebraska losing. Could that help out a tiny bit? Sure, with the recency bias, but it's more about what does Nebraska go out and do? Who do they beat?
I think you just go get 2 wins. You look at it, you're in the final. There's a lot of optics that'll play in that mix when you're in the final. Just take care of your own business in this whole thing.
Now, if you,
I think ultimately right now, no matter what, I will tell you now, I still believe you go out there, you play well, you dump a game on a Friday, you're still in the 3 seed. I think you're locked. I think those are locked.
Yep.
I think that those first 12 teams, forget the 4s, that can do whatever they got to do. Those 12 teams, I think are locked 3s, 1, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Now they might reshuffle, right? I think the one line is pretty much done, and minus a reshuffle of who's the number 1 overall seed. I know, like right now, Puke, they've got a massive injury going on with Caleb Foster, right? How much are they going to get dinged for that? There's been a lot of conversations about seeding right now because there's the optics of that. Like the question came up, how do they treat North Carolina right now with Caleb Wilson being out, headed to the tournament? How do they treat them? How do they treat a Duke right now with their point guard, their starting point guard out? They're still a 1 seed. I'm not saying they're not, but will they get dinged if they go to the ACC tournament, drop a game? Do they lose the number 1 overall? Right? Carolina's in a 5 right now. Do you take them to a 6 based on they're missing their star guy? There's a lot of that right now.
To me, with a lot of teams, and specifically Nebraska as well, it's less about how far you go. And like with Nebraska, it's more about who you beat. If you make it to Sunday, but you go through Indiana and UCLA, it means less than if you go through Purdue and Michigan State. Going through Purdue and Michigan State en route to Sunday, that means something to the selection committee. If it's Indiana and it's UCLA, yeah, awesome. You're playing on Sunday, but I mean, those wins from a metrics point of view, do they move the needle all that much? Not really. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Nebraska, if they play on Sunday, they're a 2 seed. But if Nebraska goes through Purdue and Michigan State and then makes it to Sunday, that shows me something. I think that shows the selection committee something, and that'll move your metrics just a little bit. And that's what it comes down to me.
Which I think goes back to, Wisey, your question earlier was a really good one about what are conference tournaments about. Because I think conference basketball tournaments are way different when we're talking about championship games in college football, because this is the opportunities in the conference tournaments to have the discussions that we're having, right? There's teams that are on the proverbial bubble that need 1 to 2 wins, right? There are teams like Iowa right now that with a couple of wins in this tournament, could they get off the 8, 9, 10 and get to a 7? Possibly. Or the teams like Nebraska that are at the 3 and they're like the number 2, 3 seed right now. If you look at it, can they get to a 2? There's teams out there right now that I think's the most nervous part of conference tournaments are watching mid-major upsets. That's the X factor of all these metrics that get put out. Like right now, you could see a team like, I don't know, let's say an SMU, and like they're sitting or there are bid stealers still to happen for these teams. So if I'm a team like NC State right now, I better get a couple of wins somehow in the ACC tournament, because those last 4 by or those last 4 in, there's 8 teams right there that could be super nervous. For instance, what if a Miami of Ohio does not win their conference tournament? Right?
Ooh,
Somebody steals a bid. And then we have to talk about if they're in. I think they're in. I don't want to go. They're in.
It's a tough discussion.
It's a tough one based on analytics and metrics, right? But you gotta keep playing well, stacking wins, and leave nothing for chance. So conference tournament wise, yes. I mean, look, last night there was some of those lower level ACC games that we talk about, the garbage games, hurt teams, really hurt some teams, right? Or you look at the Big Ten that nobody cared about last night. Who cares? They were bad games.
Tweedman chimes in here on the stream to say, for the love of all things holy, Elijah, don't go to Chicago. Nebraska loses when Elijah travels to games.
Sorry, Tweedman. He leaves Friday morning.
he's not necessarily wrong. That's why I'm going to the Big Ten tournament and not the round of 64.
Okay.
I'm going to help out Husker fans here. There's no curse coming to Oklahoma City or Buffalo or Tampa or wherever Nebraska ends up.
So what you're
St.
saying
Louis.
is if you've got Big Ten tickets, Elijah's going, don't go.
Or
But you're going as media, so is it different?
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter wherever you go; it just happens to you.
The curse does not matter. Now we're hoping to put the curse to bed.
This isn't good.
Nebraska has won games, and they're bad in road games that I go to. Neutral site games. Nebraska won against Cincinnati at Arrowhead. No one talks about that. It's a neutral site.
Yeah, that is not. It was like a home game. Felt like it.
Yeah.
I'm 1-0 on basketball road trips. I might not ever go back. Like legit.
I was gonna ask, is this all sports or just basketball?
It's been all sports.
Are you that bad on the road?
Nebraska football has never won a road game that I've been to.
Oh my gosh, you're banned.
Husker baseball, I went out to Iowa City.
Banned.
They won a game out there, but it was Sunday after they already dropped the series.
I think my
went to all 3 games and they dropped that series. But I don't watch Husker softball. I was working with the team at that point in time.
They dropped road games too.
That was in I was in California. What city was that? Don't matter. It was
they lost
the Mariner Classic. They didn't have the best weekend. They won a couple games, but they lost a good number. I think they had like 5 games that weekend, and they went 2-3. They lost all the good opponents they played. So
there might be a sacrifice coming.
And Husker basketball lost earlier this year when they were out in Summit, Michigan.
I think I'm 12-10 in football road trips. In that world, 12-10. But it's been a slide.
It's over 500.
But it's been a slide as of late. I'm talking about early on when we started doing these road trips and keeping track. I mean, we were honestly like a 10-2 run for a while.
I believe I'm 0-11. I've only traveled when the football team's been bad. It's never been like, the football team's been good, and I travel out and they lose a shocker. No, I go to the games in the college football cathedrals against good college football teams, and Nebraska's been bad. So how about we look at the Husker football team and not some stupid radio host who's traveling out there, huh?
Well, I mean, there's a common denominator.
Yeah, the football team.
I better not see you in Oklahoma City.
If they do well in Chicago, does that break the curse, or is that just a neutral site thing? Like, okay, it's neutral sites, we're good.
I think if you see a win, it's a win.
Okay,
we will give you credit.
Okay,
I don't care, and especially since it's postseason, you might get double bonus points. You know, it's like in all the reward apps when it's double point day. What does everybody go do? They go to that place. I'm going to give you double points for postseason tournament play.
Okay.
I mean, it's only going to get you about a third of the way back, but it'll be. We will make a deposit in your positive tank.
That being said, if Nebraska loses to like Indiana on a Friday,
you have to stay in Chicago.
I may never leave Lincoln ever again.
I think it will behoove you to jump in the river and swim.
Maybe not even swim, just sink to the bottom.
You just like, well, Elijah, he was one of the good ones, but Nebraska could not win with him. Or
put it on my gravestone, Elijah. He took one for the team.
So again, we'll be tracking all this as we. But again, the game watching tonight will be the Indiana Northwestern game, as that will get you to the Purdue whoever game, with the likely opponent after that probably being Purdue. Which is fine. Bring them on. We owe them a better start to a basketball game. So, all right, let's take another break. Come back. Do we talk about what was the disaster of all disasters last night? We will. USA lost to Italy. Let's talk about that and what that means for the next round for the World Baseball Classic.
Thoughts on Big 12 court?
Awful. Looks good. Have you heard this stuff about like it's slippery? I've heard some slipping stuff, all that.
Really?
I think it could be the future, though I don't think it is perfected yet. You know?
I'm just looking at some videos of it right now. it's like the big screen is in the court,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't truthfully understand why. I would rather look up at a big screen than down on the court.
Well, they have both, I think. don't
Yeah.
Oh,
they?
do they?
Yeah.
This started a long time ago, right? In the NCAA, like the madness at the Final Fours, they've had this optics of floor, the 3D optics,
Well, they've done it with the projectors, though.
Yes, but
and this is now
not
the
with
first.
the floor,
Yes. And
right? With the glass or whatever.
Have you seen some of the things that or like the coaches can actually take the software for the court and they can go like use a pin, like a little stencil on it, and
Yep.
it'll go draw up plays on the floor so you can use it for like practice, which is super cool. I mean, it's just a video screen, so you can you can put anything into it. So you can go draw up plays on the floor, and if you're practicing on a court like this is the future. It's just I don't think it's fully ready yet.
No.
Also, they've been picking some ugly floor designs. Like, if you're going to use this, at least like have some cool floor designs.
Any of that stuff is always ugly.
I don't like the gray color. It reminds me of
That's the problem with it. Why are they using terrible designs? Like, it's one thing if the court is not perfectly wood. Like, I get that. Like it's going to be an adjustment from players in terms of the texture, the feel of what the floor is. But these basketball players also played so many games on AAU floors that are linoleum, and they can adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, like, if you're gonna have this glass, like show us the best of it.
Yep.
Don't have this terrible Big 12 design that you have.
Being fully ready. A finished product. They get it to like 85%. They're like, well, let's go with it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out in the next 5 years.
I do think
Seems odd.
I do think this is the future, though.
Oh yeah.
It's
the cool factor.
The color reminds me of Ohio State's basketball court.
Yeah, it's
and
just
I can't stand that court.
Pick better designs.
Yeah,
that's
Be
simple.
better.
Pick better designs with your floor. Be better. They can emulate any. They have every. They have every single.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Again, don't forget, state basketball starts today at 1:30 today. Most will be down at PBA, bringing you going up Omaha West Side versus 8 Lincoln High. Right following that, 3:15, Northern North Lincoln Southwest. Chris Schmidt will be on the call. Followed by that, an abbreviated
Average Joe Sports Show. We're hoping about 4:45.
all day KFOR right here.
Yeah.
Lock in.
Basketball. Average Joe Sports Show. We'll have Jeff Mall. We'll have Jeff Smith. Talking some semester basketball. We'll Dr. Brandon Cypress. We're going to talk Max Crosby, knee injury that is nixed that trade to the Ravens apparently. So what did you get into this afternoon? But first, we're in high school basketball.
I said earlier, these two really good, especially Southwest and Northern North. That's going to be a great game. We have the Sanders twins at Southwest, and Northern North is my alma mater.
And if you haven't gotten a chance to do a game with the Sanders brothers, I know we've been broadcasting tons of Lincoln High School area games. You've had plenty of chances. If you haven't had a chance to see the Sanders brothers or listen to one of their games, sit back and enjoy this afternoon. That pair is, I mean, they're so fun to watch. They're these little jitterbugs. They're 5'10", 5'11", but their stop start is incredible. They're pests on defense in the best way possible. No one can stay in front of them one-on-one. Like, they're always forcing help defense, and they always seem to make the right play, finding the open man. They're fun to watch. Sit back, enjoy. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the state tournament.
So 1:30 and then 3:15 followed by abbreviated Average Joe Sports Show. And then tomorrow it'll continue with all the local teams. I believe Smitty's down there tomorrow with Pius and Scott tomorrow.
We have Norris as well.
Yep. So, and again, this is more of like, hey, check out KFOR, because these guys have been bringing you all the great local action, not to discount everybody from out west or that, but this is a team that is bringing you every local Lincoln surrounding area game, not getting too much in the muck by bringing you every game. Okay. They're going to bring you the local stuff. as we hoping for an upset at 1:30 and another one. And you have two Lincoln teams facing off for the right to go to the state championship.
That'd be fun. If you get Lincoln High v Southwest and some of that, and Lincoln High has played Southwest really tough this year. So that'd be fun.
But get down there as well. Go, you know what? If you're out and about and you have a chance, go out. You can get to the local establishments, hang out, go take in the state basketball atmosphere as well. Boy, what just a gross effort and a devastating loss for the United States yesterday. I don't know what I'm more mad about or upset about is I know a lot of people are giving Bryce Harper a lot of hard times right now because it's not the Olympics. I get it, right? Or if it's your manager who has no clue that they weren't in no matter what.
Yeah. Did you guys see that interview on MLB Network yesterday?
Yes. He said, and I'll quote him, and you'll get to it. It says, "We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched into the quarterfinals." Not knowing.
Buddy. I do want to give a shout out because despite how bad it was last night, the USA showed some fight. How about Pete Crow Armstrong giving the United States some life with the runs scored against you argument? Like if Mexico scores 5 tonight, it doesn't matter what happens. If Mexico just hits that 5-run threshold,
you're in. Whether
Mexico wins, whether Italy wins, it doesn't matter. The U.S. is in. You're rooting for Italy tonight, but you're also rooting for Mexico to score 5 runs.
Yes, that's the two rooting interests. If Italy's going to win, go win it. And if they're not, or whatever, Mexico just scored 5 runs.
How embarrassing would it be, though, if the United States, a loss to Italy, bounced them and they're not even playing in the knockout rounds?
It's awful. Call it the black eye of the World Baseball Classic. It's one of the most, I don't want to call it, it is. It's one of the worst losses in modern time of the United States in the World Baseball Classic.
You can take a loss in the final to Japan. That was a great Japanese team. You can take that.
Fine.
Losing to the Italians.
Listen.
Let's also add here.
They can beat us in a lot of things, and it shouldn't be baseball.
Let's be clear here. The Italians have a very loose interpretation of what makes you Italian to be on your team. Like, if you have a third cousin that's Italian, I think they're putting you on the team. But that the United States team out-talents them by a lot.
But it also...
And you just got dog-walked last night.
But also...
It looked like they didn't even want to be there.
Well, because I think that... Not that it matters, but your manager told you that you're in. So, there's reports also saying that he said some of the guys are dragging today because they spent extra time hanging out Monday night. It says Team USA spent multiple hours in the clubhouse following its 5-3 victory over Mexico on Monday, and DeRosa said before the game against Italy that some of the guys are dragging. They thought they were in. A little extra partying going on. Now we're dragging going in, not just thinking if we just limp through this, then we'll get in. Massive failure. I think it's a massive. I think it's a failure anyway that we're sitting here scoreboard watching, hoping that Mexico just get 5 runs, please. Every run, like we're gonna be. I don't know. Is this as a live look in of us in the clubhouse going 1 run? Yes, we're in.
And ultimately,
so you're gonna backdoor your way into. You should be one of the favorites. You're gonna backdoor your way into the next round.
Don't leave yourself open to the possibility Italy and Mexico could collude tonight to keep the United States out.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
You could sit back and say, Mexico, hey, in the first inning, we're going to walk a couple, hit a single, go up 1-0, and then we'll just play for a 1-0 game the rest of the way out.
Sure.
That's possible.
Why would it not?
Now, from an integrity of sports, I would hate that. But from a keep the United States out of the knockout rounds, that'd be the best possible. Hey, if Mexico and Italy want to go far in this tournament, the best possible thing would be to keep the United States out. The United States is the most talented team. They didn't look like it last night, but they have more talent on their roster than any other team out there.
Mm-hmm.
Talent doesn't always equal wins, as we saw last night. But it would make sense for Italy and Mexico to say, you know what? We're going to have Mexico win this game 1-0, 2-0, move on to the knockout stage, and we won't have to face the giants of the United States. I'd like to think they won't do that, but it's very possible. The most embarrassing part from last night was you let a Rockies pitcher go out there and beat you. He was shoving. 4 2/3 scoreless.
against that lineup.
Listen, he can't do that against MLB teams. He's playing against the All-Stars, the best baseball players in America. You let him go and do that?
Did you see them after the game? Hugging each other and like they were taking like limoncello shots or something. No bueno. Speaking of that, about you hope for not the integrity of the game. We were texting back and forth last night. Again, we'll talk more about it. Bam 83 last night. Did you?
What are your thoughts?
I just think there is a level of respect for the game. And I'm not going to sit here and say, look, 83 is 83. I'm not sitting here saying that. What about the way they got there?
Yeah.
Of Miami fouling, the whole foul thing going back and forth, Washington fouling other people so Bam couldn't get back to the line. There's a level of like, wait a minute. Respect part of this game. And again, what do you make? 40 free throws?
If
I don't want to poo-poo an 83, but there's games that aren't like each other's games. The 81 is not like the 83.
Don't let the 3-point stat like fool you, because he was canning those early, and then that was just him record chasing at the end, firing up some stupid threes. My big reaction to this is like, yeah, you can look at the 40 free throws. Don't blame Bam for that. The Wizards were, anytime he got the ball in the lane, just hacking him, and he was getting and one opportunities left and right. Like that was their solution, was, all right, we're just going to two-hand shove him in the chest anytime he gets in the lane and send him to the free throw line. If anything, my reaction is this should put the NBA on a wake-up call about their tanking problem. Bam scored 83 because the Wizards are terrible. They're tanking, and they were doing anything possible to stop Bam Adebayo, who is not a great player.
No. And the fact that like Miami was fouling late too to get more possessions,
honestly,
to get to a number.
Honestly, that doesn't bother me.
That was not a fan. And at that point, you're up so many points on typical. I know we're record chasing. Go sit down.
Kobe's 82 is 100% more ethical than Bam's 83. I'm not mad about a coach letting his player record chase. That keeps the game fun. If a player's got a chance at a record, I hate it when the coaches pull that guy out. Like, give him the best possible chance to go break the record. Okay, I look squarely at the Washington Wizards and say, how do you let Bam Adebayo drop 83 on your head?
Because they don't care.
Credit to Bam, he's going to go down in the record book. Like, I don't want this to take away from his performance.
He's number 2 all time.
I don't want to take away from his performance.
There's 3 games over 80 now. 81, 83, 100.
But I do want to look squarely at the Washington Wizards and say, what the hell are you guys doing? And I think Adam Silver should look at the Wizards and say, this can't fly in the NBA anymore.
No, cannot fly.
I think you got to get rid of the lottery. Personally, because teams like the Wizards have been terrible perennially. And they don't get that number 1 overall pick, so they're stuck. They're stuck being terrible.
Proverbial purgatory.
If you're the worst team in the league, just give them the number 1 overall pick so they're not as bad next year. But instead, you're giving it to teams like the Mavericks, who weren't terrible last year. But they go win the lottery miraculously, and it pulls them out of mediocrity into probably greatness moving forward. While a team like the Wizards or the Jazz or all these teams, they stay there because they have the worst overall record and they don't get the number 1 overall pick. That's the issue with it right now.
I agree.
The lottery used to try to prevent tanking. It is just forced super tanking now.
It's like, go for it. We encourage it.
Hey, 6 straight years of tanking until you finally get that number 1 overall pick.
Eventually, you'll get there.
That's the odds they're playing.
Both those incidents to me last night felt icky, whether it be the baseball game or that 83. And again, I don't want to take away from it. It is a record. It's number 2 all time. It just felt weird how they got there.
Kobe's 82 is more impressive than Bam's 83, but Bam still had a very impressive performance.
Yes, he did. Night. Shout him out for that. Also, by the way, Arlo's there. Flood X10, by the way. Buenos dias, mi amigos.
Cancun,
right? Baby. Sitting poolside. Probably a little tequila. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your birthday weekend as well. Coming up, lots with Henry T. Buchanan and stories that we missed and a whole lot more. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back.
prepared fresh by our chefs ready to heat and eat. Our meals include corned beef brisket, Guinness mustard cream sauce, braised cabbage, parsley potatoes and carrots, and Irish soda bread. Upgrade your meal with our add-on food and drink options. Order today at holidaysbyvenue.net. That's holidaysbyvenue.net. Your new Tuesday tradition starts at Venue Restaurant and Lounge. Prime rib done right. Top 1% quality and hand cut in-house. Choose between a king cut or queen cut prime rib. Add 2 sides and make it your own with a specialty sauce flight. Available every Tuesday night at Venue Restaurant and Lounge. Elevate your party with platters by Venue Catering and Events. Handcrafted by our chefs and sure to delight your guests. Perfect for corporate meetings, business lunches, Nebraska sports, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. Order online at venueplatters.com.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. Upgrade your kitchen today with Clearview Cabinetry. We offer a great selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. They provide features like soft closed doors and drawers and with cabinet accessories to match your unique style. View our selection of Clearview Cabinetry on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. Your cure for spring fever is at the 24th Annual Husker Lawn and Leisure Show, March 13th through 15th at the Sandoz Global Event Center. See incredible landscape displays and discover the latest products, trends, and services in home and garden innovation. Admission is only $8. The Husker Lawn and Leisure Show is the Midwest's premier home, garden, outdoor living, and leisure lifestyle show, March 13th through 15th at the Sandoz Global Event Center, 84th and Havelock. Hours and info at huskerlawnshow.com. Sponsored by South O Roofing.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Let's go. At Liberty First Credit Union, you don't have to wait. Get auto loan rates as low as 2.99% and personal loans as low as 7.49% for up to 36 months. Whether you're upgrading your ride, tackling a project, or planning your next big move, Liberty First helps you get there faster for less. Liberty First Credit Union. Let's go save. Rate and APR based on creditworthiness, term, and if applicable, vehicle details. See Liberty First Credit Union for details. Equal housing lender. Equal housing opportunity.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The International Energy Agency says its members will carry out the biggest release of oil ever from their emergency reserves. The 32 member countries, including the U.S., unanimously agreed to release 400 million barrels of oil from strategic reserves. It's not immediately clear how much oil will start flowing per day. However, says ABC national security analyst Mick Mulroy,
the world uses around 100 million barrels of oil a day. 21 million barrels of oil go through the Straits of Hormuz a day.
Iran striking 2 ships in the strait, the U.S. continuing airstrikes across Tehran, and Israel has been pounding Beirut. ABC's Ian Pannell has more from Tel Aviv.
Concerns growing over the war's second major front as Israel intensifies its attacks on Iranian-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. overnight, launching over a dozen strikes, including the capital. Our Matt Rivers is there.
A precision strike right in the residential heart of Beirut, wounding at least 4 people. You can see the damage down here on the street below as the Israeli military ramps up attacks, not only here in Beirut, but across the country.
Even before the war, inflation remained high. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Inflation last month compared to February of 2025 was up 2.4% and in line with analyst predictions. For most of last month, fuel prices were on the decline. But on February 28th, the U.S. attacked Iran and the cost of crude oil soared. The effect of the war won't be reflected until the next CPI report is released on April 10th.
In Kankakee, Illinois, south of Chicago, Board Chairman Matthew Alexander Hildebrand says after last night's twisters, they were lucky.
Fortunately, there are no deaths or missing people and only 9 with minor injuries.
He credits the county alert system. Even though there was major damage, 2 people were killed in nearby Lake Village, Indiana. Dow's down 149. This is ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
The discovery of a deceased body in West Lincoln. Good morning, I'm Jeff Modes. Cloudy, 38 degrees at KFOR. It was just before 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon when Lincoln police were called to the area of Oak Creek between Interstate 180 and North 11th Street about a body that was found dead near the water. LPD says a preliminary report suggests the person had been there for some time. No other details were available. The latest on this can be found with this story up at KFORnow.com. Meanwhile, Lincoln police need your help finding a man that left another man with a broken jaw after punching him during a fight on February 28th at Barry's Bar and Grill off of 9th and Q Street. It's featured in this week's Crime Stoppers report.
The patient said there was a verbal disagreement at Barry's Bar and Grill downtown, then some pushing, and eventually it escalated.
LPD forensics technician Becky Keller says the suspect in the case is described as last wearing a number 9 New Orleans Saints jersey. You can see a photo of the suspect at LincolnCrimeStoppers.com. It's Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and the Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department is offering free colon cancer screening kits. Health Director Carrie Kernan explains how you can get a free screening kit.
Free screening kits are available until April 30th. Find locations or request a kit online at lincoln.ne.gov/colon. You can also request a kit by calling 402-441-8045.
Residents between 45 and 74 can get these easy-to-use colon cancer screening kits at participating pharmacies, which you can find with this story up at KFORnow.com. And here on KFOR, coming up this afternoon, boys state basketball beginning at 1:20, the Class A quarterfinal between Omaha Westside and Lincoln High. And then right after that, about 3:05, it'll be Lincoln Southwest against Millard North. Brought to you by the KFOR Sportscasters Club and our state tournament sponsors, Anderson Ford, Sandhills Global, 5 Points Bank, and Carpet Land. We'll see some sunshine here as we go through the rest of the day today and a high near 50. I'm Jeff Modes, KFOR News.
Here's the tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup again, hour number 2. Happy Hump Day. Thanks for hanging out with us. You see him out there? It's our guy. It's the Mac. It's the legend, Henry T. Buchanan. T, what's up?
What's up, Bill? What's up, YZ? What you fellas up to?
I got to ask you, like, in your career, like, you think back on your career and, like, this particular game, how many what were the most free throws you ever shot in a game?
Man, not in one game.
Yeah.
Shoot, no more than maybe 4, 5 max.
You were a guard out there. Like, I only asked that because in what world do we live in that anybody should shoot 43 free throws and make 36 of them?
I thought he shot 46. Was it 43?
I got 36 of 43.
Okay, that sounds right. Okay, yeah. Unreal. And I saw the highlights, and you know, you heard of Olé defense. Olé. I mean, I saw, you know, they parted the Red Sea. I mean, I've never seen nothing like it. It just, you know, and it's kind of disappointing. It reminds me of a couple of years ago. Remember a couple of years ago that NBA All-Star game where they were just, you know, run up and down the court, get out of each other's way for dunks and stupid alley-oops and stuff. I mean, it's the NBA they are this low. I mean, I hate even talking about it. I mean, you know, because we got so much going on with college basketball right now, with madness around the corner and some upsets and some mid-major tournaments and things that sort. That, I mean, it's hard to watch the NBA. You know, like I said, I try to stay up on top of Ty Lue with the Clippers. You know, I pay attention to my Pacers, but other than that, it's, you know, it's awful. I mean, yeah, kudos now. Let's don't downplay the accomplishment. 83 points is 83 points. I mean, I don't care if you're playing by yourself. I mean, you know, you're putting up some buckets. And for him. And, you know, and I remember the 81 by Kobe. I think Kobe worked a little bit harder for his, but it was still kind of like, you know, I mean, scoring that many points is unreal in the NBA game. And especially for someone at his caliber, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a good player, not a great player. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts is. I mean,
I'm the same way.
You know, I mean, you know, he got the best women's basketball player in the world dating. I'll give him that.
I think she taught him some lessons, by the way, because his game has slightly improved.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you watch her play, I mean, she has skills. Actually has more skills than he does. I mean, he's an athlete and strong. But as far as on the block, post, and the way she gets it done, and the mid-range, the fall away, and the up and under, I mean, she has it all, you know, and I'm sure they work out together and things of that sort. But kudos to him, and I'm not gonna like criticize it that much. 83 is 83, but you know, it's tough to get excited about that. You remember that? Well, y'all might not remember. I think it was David Robinson.
He had 7. Was that his 70-point?
Yeah, the last game, it was at George Gervin.
I can't remember.
I think it was George Gervin. That George Gervin was trying to win the scoring title, and he needed to win by X amount of points, and all of a sudden they both scored like 70 or something. But David Robinson ended up, I think, winning the scoring title by a point or something, and then even then you're like, come on, people. I mean, I
think that was as far back, was Tim Duncan like a rookie?
Yeah, I think Tim Duncan was a rookie.
think he was a rookie back then, so
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Yeah,
So
but kudos to him.
yep, for sure. 83 is 83. I just the free throw thing drove me nuts.
But 43. I mean, he shot 43 free throws. Teams don't shoot that much.
No.
I mean, and then with the highlights, I didn't see any defense. So when was he getting fouled?
Well, you got tanking going on. There's a lot of stuff to went into that. So, but whatever. It was interesting. T, I want to ask you. We'll jump into the game a little bit on Senior Day, as Nebraska got it done against Iowa. But I know that when you have your schedules, and I know that certain games, all the games mean the same, right? It's a win. It's a 1-0. But there are games that you go, all right. We're going to talk about this game, and we're going to do whatever we need to do to get this game. But what was the satisfaction like for teams? One, it could be revenge or it could be whatever, but beating your rival no matter what, like what that was like, because the satisfaction, one, beating your rival, and then also protecting your house on Senior Day, because you saw all the emotions come out from that team, whether it be you beat Iowa because they got you the first time, and secondly, the emotions of playing for those seniors and the seniors walking off that floor 1-0 last Sunday.
Well, before I even start, Kel Jacobson.
Woo!
I mean, I got to begin with him. And why I say that is that, has he been holding back?
I don't know, but that swag when he held it up.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. I mean, and these were not ordinary shots. These were crucial, game on the line shots.
Well, didn't he end up with 8 in overtime?
Yes, and what the beauty about it, he was going toe to toe with what's his name, Shirts.
Yep.
I mean, Iowa would hit a three, he come down and hit a three. Iowa hits a three, he comes down and hit a three. Matter of fact, I'm happy for him and I'm proud of him, but this guy has arrived. and what I mean by that is when the game's on the line, is big time games, it just reminds me of his performance during every game of the Crown tournament last year, where you're thinking, he's been serviceable. Sometimes I thought he was a little timid sometimes last year, and even this year I always felt that he was that he wasn't willing to take that shot. And I heard not Coach Hoiberg, but I heard Sam Hoiberg talking about the seniors, saying that we are not going to lose this last game against Iowa on seniors night. But I felt that the whole team felt that way, because even the minutes Garcia came in there, he was a man child. I mean, so you can just tell that this team was not going to have a letdown and was not going to let Iowa beat them. Although I was a little worried when they gave up that lead and Iowa put it in overtime. I had a little concern because Iowa had the momentum going into overtime. But just to show you the tenacity and the resilience of this team, that they was always prepared, and they knew they were going to win that game, no matter how nervous they had me and the fans and anybody watching. And what a way to go out as a senior. And what we don't talk about, that was the difference between a 2 and a 4 seed. If they lost that game, we go to 4 seed, and we're on the same side as Michigan and UCLA, who just kind of handed it to us and what have you. So I think that game and that moment had a lot. And not only that, we still got a chance. If we perform well in this Big Ten tournament, we got a chance of moving up to a 2 seed. If we beat Michigan State and play Michigan in the finals and whatever happens, if we beat Michigan State twice in 1 year, we are going to replace them in the as a 2 seed. And then you got Illinois that's on that side that has to deal with Michigan. So, I mean, we still control our own destiny, and God, it would be nice to get a 2 seed, because that's easy, that first round opponent, because we've been a 3 seed before and we didn't get it done. And I think, who was that, Xavier, that beat us? I think it was. So we've been there before. And I disagree. Who's the Big Ten analyst? Adam. Golly, he was on top of us. He was like, we're going to the Final Four, what have you. Then now he's saying we will probably win one and we're out, And I'm like, I don't believe that. I still think we are built for for March Madness, and teams cannot prepare for us in time. Before you know it, we don't hit them in the mouth, and Price Sanford probably hit about 5 or 6 threes and settling down, and then everybody else is stepping it up, and we're going to be a tough out, whether it's the Big Ten tournament or the NCAA. But I know I went there, but I tell you what, that last game, because I can remember my last game at the Devaney, and it's an eerie feeling, and you're not going to play in front of this crowd and in this gym. You may practice now. Matter of fact, they'll probably they'll be practicing at the Hendricks Center instead of the Pinnacle Bank, because we don't have any more games there. So you might as well just, I can't say that, but we were lucky enough to prepare for the Big 8 tournament and the first year, and then and we thought we were going to get a bid, but we ended up getting an NIT bid and played 3 more games at the Devaney, which was special. We won our last game at the Devaney Center.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not going to give it up to Washington as well, and they took us down to the wire, where we had to hit free throws, and I'm not going to say it was me, but it was hit the free throw to really ice the game. So we did win our last game at home as a senior. No, I was a junior. I take that back. For the seniors, I'd have been Brian Carr, Bernard Day, Bill Jackman, and those guys. Versus Mike Marks. Those were the seniors, but. It's, and the fans, I wasn't there, but watching it on TV, we say this all the time. Was it loud as it's ever been?
It's right up. I think I would say overtime, yes. Overtime was now the crowd was electric the entire game, but overtime was out of control.
I don't think anybody sat down the whole game.
Overtime was way up. Overtime was up and up.
I had a few people over. I had Dana and Stacy there. Stacy's really good friends with Cheryl. They grew up together, I think, actually. And then I had James Collin, we call him Butterball. JC, his wife Jennifer was at the house. He played at Peru, and he's getting inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame there at Peru. I had them over, and normally I just watch these games by myself, and I was so zeroed in. I didn't even know I had company. I was so zeroed in and watching this game, and my nerves. I'm pacing, and I can't sit down, and I'm just worried. I guess that Shirts, man, that dude is special. But I still think,
him down.
But I still disagree with them sharing. We're not really sharing where Price was first team in the coaches, and then they give it to Shirts in the AP or however that.
It's unique. It's coaches and media, and again, we sit here in media. We don't have votes, but I'm probably like you. I'm on the coaches' side. These are the ones that have had to watch the kid play against them, and actually understand what's happening in the sport of basketball.
Well, I was in that boat. I was third team AP, but not coaches when I was in the Big 8. So I'm in that boat. But where we finished, like the second in the Big 10, I don't even think now. Don't get me wrong. The Michigan coach, if it wasn't for Coach Hoiberg, deserved to have both. There's no way you should split that up. Just like last year when he shared it
with Matt Painter, Purdue.
With Matt Painter, and man, come on, folks, what are you looking at? I mean, we were projected to finish 14th in this conference out of 18 teams, almost at the bottom of the barrel, and to finish second, and almost beat the team. Should have beat the team that finished first, and only one game that we really. Didn't play well, but the other games we had chances to win. And I think Coach Hoiberg should be up for the National Coach of the Year. I mean, I think
it's no doubt.
Yeah, because you look at it, Duke's, you've been there. You look Connecticut, you've been there. You look at all these teams, KU, Bill Self, you've been there. Houston's been there the last few years. All these coaches been there. They are expected to be there. Who's expected Nebraska to be a 2, 3, or 4 seed?
Henry T. Buchanan.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know how I've been there. I've been on it. Shoes on the bandwagon. He told me the other day, he says, you and I have been with this team from the beginning. Yeah, no, I have. Not you, but you're there now. You're there now. But I tell you what, God, I couldn't be more happier than that coach for that coaching staff and those players, and what they have accomplished that nobody expect. I expected them to be good, and I've always said they're going to finish in the top half, probably the top 5. And so they even exceeded I drink the Kool-Aid. They even exceeded what I thought they were going to finish, which I thought in the top 5, but I did not see us finishing second and being the second seed in the Big Ten tournament, which I think is great. But as I watched them throughout the season, you go 20-0. I was looking at it as winning the Big Ten and the Big Ten tournament, but. We got the wake up call, and the players was rewarded. Braden getting 6th man of the year and first team all freshman team. Sam all defensive and honorable mention. Then you got Mass honorable mention. So they are recognizing our players and our coaches for what they accomplished, but the job's not done. Mm-hmm. We still got games to play.
T, would you say that Iowa win kind of encapsulated the entire season? You had like a close battle, back and forth battle, and then you have some adversity that you have to come over, and ultimately you come out on top. Like, I feel like that just describes this team to a T.
Oh, absolutely, and it goes to show you their makeup, the no quit. They have no quit in them, and like we've said all year, if Price is not, getting open, and the others, Frager didn't have the game that he normally would have, but you got people like Kell stepping up the way he did. Sam's going to give you what Sam gives you each and every night. So what he does is just, if he didn't do it, I would be stunned. And what he had 5 steals, 4 or 5 steals, something like that. Create and have it. And I just, Mass still, we haven't seen the Mass from the beginning yet, and that's coming. I think Jamarcus Lawrence just needs to settle down a little bit. I think he's playing too fast for himself. He's moving too fast, and and he just needs to just calm down a little bit. I think Frager the same way, just slow down. You were letting the game come to you. Now you're trying to take the game. So he needs to reverse that a little bit as well. He don't have to force the issue, because he's already a focus when he comes in the game, and they know what he brings. So take your time there. And I'm sure Coach Hoiberg is having conversations in practice, and he's in everybody's ear. Let's get back to the basics, and it's a new season. It starts over. That 30 games we just played is in the past. This is a whole new season, and the Big Ten tournaments is like the March Madness. Survive in advance. Survive in advance. Yep. So we only got a couple of games. Survive Friday, then advance to the final 4 in the Big Ten tournament, and then play for the championship on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So we still got 3 games that we can potentially play. So, and take one game at a time. So I'm sure we're preparing for that, and I think we're about probably be as healthy as we've been all season. The second half of the season, rather. I think Frager is about 100% and getting close there. You're just between his ears, just slow down and you'll be okay. Mass, I think just this has been a long season for him after that surgery and sitting out. And maybe he's resting a little bit, but you'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And we've been lucky with Price has been pretty much injury free all season. So knock on wood, they did bring that up, and of course Sam as well. I know he tweaked his ankle a little bit, but he's a machine, so he just kept on going. So we're in great shape, fellas, and I just think, and the fans. I mean, I'm getting calls about, hey man, can you get tickets? And man, I can't even get tickets.
I'm getting mine.
I'm calling for myself, and I'm on waiting list, and I'm gonna have to. I talked to Carl Hayes. We're gonna have to go through the Ticketmaster or SnubHub or something like that. He said he got something that he goes through for these games, and and the Big Red's going to travel because everybody want to see this first win.
Yep.
And I wish I could say it's guaranteed. Let's see who we match up with the first round, and that's always key. But let's get the Big Ten tournament. Let's get this Friday game, and whoever we play, get that under our belt and taking a game at a time. And because I think Shu was telling me that he's worried about his first sitting so long to play the triple bye, and I was like, no, rest them legs. It's been a long season, and get this win and go into the March Madness hot. If you're going in there hot, and these teams, whoever we end up playing, they got to scout us really, really quick. Mm-hmm. They'll probably look at some film and call team coaches their friends, because the coaching fraternity, they're all friends, so they'll get some information off of other coaches and how we play. But until you play against us, you have no idea.
All right, T, hang out there with us. We're going to take our first break of this hour because I want to go down and explore that, because you talked about new season. It is a new season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more with the legend, Henry T. Buchanan.
So are you going, Bill?
Are you having trouble getting tickets or trying to find the avenue?
Well, we got to figure out where we're going to
be at. I mean, I think it's OKC.
You think so? I've heard
over 100,
and I've heard San Diego.
When I just saw something. It was over, what was it, 100 and something. Brides just reading a bunch of different stuff. Right now, with wherever you read and whatever, right now it shows where was it? The breakdown I saw. It was 100 and something brackets out of some, it's a big time chance you're going to Oklahoma City.
Well, as a 11 seed, because they got to match us up with the 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds, the 1 seeds and how that's matched up. Yep. So based upon how we get seeded, based on how we finish in this Big Ten game, if we are strong 2 seed,
then it's another problem.
Yeah, so we got to think about our seeding, where we're at within that seeding, and how they're going to match us up with the number one.
I'm a believer in this. If you are playing on Sunday, you're going to jump to a 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, if we
but then what does that do to you as a 2 line? Let's say if it's Michigan State that jumps off, or Illinois, where do you end up? Do they move? Right now, they projected UConn. In this Joe Lenardi, they got UConn in the Midwest.
But he's normally 80%, 90% right. It seems.
Yeah, but right now he's got you predicted in the South region, which is it's fine. I mean, I don't know. I just think if they can get 2 wins out there and even win it, whatever. I think if you play Sunday, you're a 2 seed team.
Yes, I agree, 1,000%. That's an easy 2 seed, and then you got to figure who we're going to match up for the 1 seed. We got to be, and so if we're going to be the 4 number 2 seed, 3, 2, 1. Yep. It's based upon how you're going to match up with the stronger ones. Because I think Michigan and Arizona and Duke will be battling still over based on how they do in their conference tournament.
I brought that up earlier. I wonder what it's going to be like, because I think the committee has leeway now to ding people. For instance, Duke is going to be without their point guard, I believe, for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
He's out. What do you do with that kind of seeding? Are they still number 1 overall, which they are now? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I brought up like it into like Carolina, right? Carolina's a 5 seed, but no Caleb Wilson. Do you dock him for that and go to a 6?
Coming back.
All right. Welcome back in the morning hookup. We're spending a lot of great time with Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan, talking Husker hoops. T, in the last segment, you talked about you're jumping regular season to postseason. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's explore that. Give me your thoughts on what that means. Number one, jump into the next season because it is a new season. It's a different season. And two, you're Coach Hoiberg. And you look at your roster and go, how many of my kids have ever played in the postseason? Like a big dance, right? Not the crown, we get it. That was postseason. You win it. But how do you navigate talking about those nerves, the Nebraska never won it pressure? Because there's a lot that's going to go. Like this will be the most watched. I would predict maybe one of the most watched first round games in tournament history.
Easily. And the whole country.
Yep.
The whole country. Everybody knows that Nebraska is the only Power 5 Division I school that's never won an NCAA. Even Northwestern's won one. So that's never won a game. So, and everybody knows it. So all eyes are going to be on Nebraska.
Like I'm envisioning like the movie Hoosiers. Fred walks in the gym and he gets the tape measure out and he puts Sam on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And they measure it. Oh, that's 10 feet.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of the upperclassmen and having a experienced team that we don't have that youth, that's playing a lot, that's the nerves and things of that sort. They got guys who settle each other down. They, Price is cool as a cucumber. And the rest of them, I never see any panic or anything like that. But the pressure is going to be on. Let's be real now. And the potential first, and it's almost like it's a far gone conclusion that we're going to do it, but we're not going to do it until it happens. And we, and as a former player and my alumni friends and buddies that I talk to we all are anxious to see and want to see it happen. Everybody wants to see it happen because we want to get that monkey off our back. That Nebraska is the only team that's never won an NCAA tournament game, and it's almost like, what was it? Indiana was the only football team to lose in this program in the history of college football to overcome that, to win the championship. And we're just trying to win our first NCAA game. And with that in mind, I just think this team and the makeup and the coaching staff and what they have ahead of them, and some of those coaches, of course, Hoiberg's grandfather was the head coach, and he was born in Lincoln, but he was raised in Ames, Iowa. None of the other coaches are from Nebraska that I'm aware of. And I think one of the coaches might have coached at Wayne State, but nobody understands that drought and how the fans and the players have been so hungry for this one win. And I'm expecting more than just that one win. I think once we get that monkey off our back, the second round team better look out because we're here to stay. So it's going to be the most watched game and attended game. I don't think these opponents that's in our region understand how many Nebraska fans is going to be attending that game. And it's going to be loud. I don't know. I'm getting excited. I got chill bumps right now, fellas.
And T, as you, I know Alumni Weekend was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What is the prevailing mood among former Huskers as they see this team's opportunity ahead of them to go win that first NCAA tournament team? Because there's been so many Husker basketball players through the years. That's been the goal. Get the monkey off the back. This has been the best opportunity in a long, long time for Nebraska to go out there and get that first NCAA tournament win. So what is the feeling among your friends, your former teammates, other former Huskers that have played at Nebraska?
Oh, I've been talking to him. Matter of fact, I just talked to Chris Logan last week. Chris Logan was on the first team that got the NCAA bid back in 87, 86, 87. No, 85, 86. Yeah, 85, 86. He was on that team that Dave Hoppin got hurt, and he played a lot as a center, and they all felt that if Dave wouldn't have gotten hurt, they would have beat Western Kentucky. So, but everybody is nervous and pulling for the Huskers, and we all want to see it because we all feel like we're all part of that. We were that building this tradition in this program and trying to make this program relevant, and regardless of the success that we've had in the past, whether it's winning NIT or the Big 8 tournament or I think Coach Nee went to 10 out of 14 years of his coaching. He was in a postseason tournament, but none of those was a win. And I think he took 4 teams to the tournament, and I think players from even before us, even Mr. Albert Maxey, who played in the 50s. I mean, everybody is on the edge of their seats and pulling for these young men, and because they're representing the history of the program and every player that played before them, their family, the fans. Me personally, I would love to have that on my shoulder. I didn't get an opportunity to play an NCAA tournament, but I would have loved to, just to see what that atmosphere was like, and to get that first win. And but as a former player, we're probably a lot more nervous than the players. Because they got all the confidence in the world. We got confidence in them, but they are probably more relaxed than we are as an alumni. And we talk a lot about it, Elijah, and it's on everybody's mind. And a lot of the alumni, wherever they end up playing, is going to be there in person. A lot that I've talked to.
Mm-hmm. This season's done a lot for the past and the alumni that have been in this program, but also what does it do for the future? With recruiting and everybody looking at this program in the future.
I had a conversation. I talk basketball all the time, and we've talked about that. I think when all's equal, meaning the money's equal, our tradition and our coach, our facilities. I think, I was at UCLA. I went to the USC-UCLA game, and I hope nobody's listening, but they were showing us their new facility and football facility because Coach Samuel knew one of the coaches there, Rock, and I think I talked about him last week and week before, but talked about that and went to his facility, and they were all excited about this is new, that is new, and their facility was almost, and they're still playing in the Pauley Pavilion, who Kareem played in back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, or what have you. Walt Hazard and all those guys, they all played in that Pauley Pavilion. And they were and I was walking and listening to them, and I'm thinking, I just came from our facility, and our football facility where we had our banquet was at the Tom Osborne complex, and the weight room. I mean, it's almost like comparing a Maserati to a Volkswagen, in my opinion. And so when you talk about facilities and what Nebraska has to offer, and that's not even talking about academics and things that we bring to the table. The only concern that I have with that is that, yes, this would give us the advantage in recruiting, but unfortunately in today's society, it's how much money you're willing to pay these kids. And And then that's unfortunate. But it's fortunate for the kids, but it's unfortunate for recruiting. And I'm just a little afraid of money is going to outweigh a lot that Nebraska has to offer, because it's once you get there, it's one of the top schools in the nation when it comes to academics, facilities, coaching staff, strength coaching, you name it, the fans, everything. I talk to Iowa fans, I talk to fans at UCLA, and everybody talks about our fans and how respectful they are and knowledgeable they are and things that so when I hear fans talk about that, what advantage we have, because we got the respect all across the nation about our facilities, our academics, our coaches, and everything that comes with it. And but with this NIL and transfer portal, it's it's good and bad. It's good when you keep your players and bring a couple of pieces that you've lost. But if you lose some key pieces, which we really haven't experienced that yet, as far as losing, but we've gained some talent, and so that's going to be a year-to-year type of deal, Elijah. And I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, I would say this with all that. It's hard pressed to not go and look, say, 3 20-win seasons in a row. You've been to your second now postseason in 2 years. Program tying wins at 26. Coach of the year. All the accolades are falling in place. There's a formula that is in the mix right now in Nebraska. And I think I know the money, but I think there's got to be something said for that. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
20 straight, like 3 seasons. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think most fans in Nebraska would have dreamt this up 5 years ago.
No, not at all. Well, 5 years ago, they were calling for, coaches like, they're calling for his head. And I'm like, dude, y'all didn't see Coach Hoiberg at Iowa State and how he built that program, and he was part of the transfer portal before it became transfer portal, bringing in these players that sit out and they came in ready to play, and I just watched him from afar. I'm like, God, this guy can coach. So when he came here, you talking about the excitement that I had, but where I'm talking about. Which is, yes, we do have the advantage and our momentum, and we're losing key players that hopefully from the transfer portal that we can get someone in to replace Mass or some they're both going to be almost impossible to replace, those and Jamarcus, those are 3 key players that we are going to have to find some replacements. Although we do have Q, hopefully he sticks around for next year, who's been under the program, who redshirted, that I think can contribute next year big time. But when I hear other coaches, I told you about UCLA coach, players that didn't even start for them, asking for, they getting 150. He said they're getting 150,000 now. They said, if you don't give me 500,000, I'm leaving. You didn't even start. You didn't even get playing time. I mean, the water boy had more turf time than you did. And then you're out here demanding money, and that's the world we living in right now. And I feel sorry for the high school kids. If you're not a 5-star, at least 4-star and a good 4-star, it's going to be tough for you to get a big time scholarship. But that's why these mid majors are getting better, because they're getting those players and they're sticking around 2 or 3 years. And then these Power 5 schools are snatching those guys up. But man, we got the best facilities in the country. I don't care if it's football, basketball, volleyball, you can't touch it. So I haven't been at every facility, but unless you're in the NBA, you can't touch the Pinnacle Bank unless you play in an NBA arena. Our Hendricks, our practice facility is second to none, and our football facilities second to none. And I know there's some great facilities out there, and I haven't seen them all. but I find it hard to see any facility that matches University of Nebraska, and they're still building. I think, aren't we building another facility for football? I think, or we were. For
they finished a big one. Now there's a stadium remodel possibly going on.
Yeah, and what are they going to add more seating?
I don't know if they're adding more. They're enhanced seating with a little bit lower capacity.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Like chair backs. They're going to put chair back. No more benches.
Well, I thought that I thought that we wanted more seats because the Big Ten requires that you have to have so many fans at these. Well, I guess not Northwestern stadiums not that big. Yeah. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Anybody go to those games? Well, T, hey man, we're gonna get you out of here. Appreciate you. Hey, be sure this weekend that you at least get up out of your chair and walk around to keep your legs stretched from watching college basketball. Okay.
That's all I've been doing, and this is the best time. I watch St. Mary's and Gonzaga. I'm watching all kind of tournament games, and it's this March Madness, and it's the best time of the year. And I know people talk about the Super Bowl or the NHL and the World Series and all that. Okay, that's great, but March Madness. Hey, it's called madness. Even the bowls, even now you got 12 teams in the playoffs of college football. It still can't touch March Madness where we're now. So, guys, hey, buckle up, get your popcorn ready, man, because I think we're going to be on a good run this year, and it's going to start Friday, and it's go Big Red all day long.
Yes, sir. We're team, man. We appreciate it so much, man. I know you and I'll be connected throughout the weekend. So,
absolutely.
I appreciate you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk.
All right, fellas. Y'all take care. All right, Elijah. All right, YZ. Y'all take care. And
thanks, Steve. That's the Husker
and scream loud for me, so I can hear y'all here in AC.
Hey, I'm in the press box, but we'll see. We'll see if they don't kick me out.
All right,
T.
Y'all take care.
Be good, brother. All right, that's the Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan hanging out with us. Let's take our final break and come back with stories that we missed. Great question. Joe P, what up, my guy? What's up? He said, is asking T, what do you think Nebraska will be able to host a tournament game? That's the interesting question. Based on the fact that, again, I think it's not the facility.
It's the airport and the hotels.
And rental cars. It's that. That's the factor. Airport, hotel, rental cars. That's where you get it up in Omaha. It ain't facilities.
Hey, Elijah.
Yeah.
I told Moats that I could do the 1 o'clock game tomorrow, but I forgot that I work. Would you be able to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I thought he was asking me for the night game, so
I should be good for it.
All right.
Also, by the way, that super Nebraska fans back, huh? Pat Cahill. Back there.
And you got a shout out from Fred. You hear that?
He did. I have a that was 2 years ago, right? Oh. Years. I have photos. This is me and T in Memphis 2 years ago.
Where when Will made that song, Hooksy's Walking in Memphis.
Yes. And then the illustrious, I mean, it's after the game, but this is like party picture. That's backwards hat Hooksy getting after it.
It's funny how he's an Ohio State football fan, but he is fully converted to Nebraska basketball fan, which is kind of fun.
I'm pretty sure if I can do this, let's see.
Because he was there for the Nebraska Northwestern game this year, wasn't he?
Yes. He was sitting he's there.
Yeah.
He said a little Nick Martelli scouting in case Northwestern makes a run to the quarters.
Well, I'm saying he was at the Nebraska Northwestern game a couple months ago.
Yes.
Courtside.
I gotta go to my contacts. We exchanged numbers, but it was not under the name.
The stories we missed. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Special thanks here to the Husker legend, Henry T. Buchanan, talking all kinds of Husker hoops. I guess the big stories that we missed, I don't know if you really miss them. It's NFL free agency. And there's a lot to get into, but the Max Crosby deal.
This is interesting.
It's interesting. Backing out, because you are allowed to back out to, I believe, 4 o'clock today.
Yep.
They've already re-signed somebody else, by the way.
Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals. The question is, and the Ravens have had a reputation for a while as having one of the harder physicals in the NFL. And Max Crosby's working back from a restructured knee.
Didn't he just get off crutches?
Yeah, but you also knew that when you traded for him. So either they found something horrific, like they duct taped his knee together and called it good, or it's like, okay, well, the knee it's an issue here, and now we have cold feet.
Yeah,
that's what I wonder, because a lot of people around the league, and you hear these anonymous reports from your Schefters and those types of people in the world that are talking to other GMs are saying the other GMs think this is a BS move from theRavens to back out on the Crosby deal.
It smells really bad.
Yeah. And the Raiders, they went and made all their free agent signings thinking they didn't have Max Crosby and they didn't have his salary. So how does that change their offseason? I think this is a really, really bad look from the Ravens.
Terrible look from the Ravens. Terrible.
Can I also add here? Now the Raiders have some decision making with, do you just keep Max Crosby? Now it sounds like there's other teams that are interested, but is anyone going to pay that price for Max Crosby? Does this drive a wedge between you and Crosby if you were to decide to try and bring him back? Because that Raiders team looks a lot better on paper right now than they did as of a week ago. So big decisions for the Raiders, but I think this is a terrible look for the Ravens.
Yep. One quarterback, by the way, now reporting that the transitional tag has been removed as the Colts have come to a 2-year agreement with Daniel Jones, on a base value, 2 years, $88 million. It could be $50 million fully guaranteed at the signing, $60 million guaranteed for injury. Max value $100 million for Daniel Jones.
Quarterback market's just insane. Quarterback market is just insane. Speaking of quarterbacks, Geno Smith back to the Jets. Apparently the Jets have made a deal and they've traded for Geno and got him back in New York.
Yikes.
Great move.
It's a terrible year. It's a terrible year.
I can't even take myself seriously.
If you don't have a number 1 overall pick, it is a terrible year to be quarterback needy. When your top option in free agency is Malik Willis, and aside from Mendoza, what quarterback do you like in the draft? Anyone? Yeah. Brutal year if you don't have a quarterback. So good luck to the Jets. Good luck to the Cardinals. Good luck to the Dolphins. Any team out there, if you don't have your quarterback in place, good luck to you. It's going to be a long year.
If you're a big, by the way, NFL fan and you enjoy your Thanksgiving games, the NFL now is looking and possibly exploring taking over the entire Thanksgiving week, by the way. They'll have Sunday, Monday, Thanksgiving Eve now maybe being applied, Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A full week.
Okay, we don't need to call it Thanksgiving Eve. Blackout Wednesday.
They call it. Yes.
Blackout Wednesday.
I get it.
They have a Blackout Wednesday game.
But they're in preparation to take over the entirety of your Thanksgiving break.
How
you feeling?
I'm everything but the Black Friday game. Keep that for college football.
I agree.
Personally. Do we need this? People will watch it. Bless me. Remember Quinnen Williams for the Jets whenever he sneezed and he blessed himself and said thank you to himself.
Me.
He sneezed and goes, bless you, thank you.
Yeah,
that's how I felt for a second there. But hey,
dude, that's a Wednesday.
I'm not going to complain. The more NFL, the better. But like, I've been in the same boat with like Thursday Night Football. Do we really need it? I'll watch it. Do we really need it?
Hey, don't forget to tune in today at 1:30. Class A gets started. West Side versus Lincoln High, followed by 3:15. You've got Lincoln Southwest, Miller North, and a whole lot more. You guys have a great hump day. We'll catch you on a Thursday.